Welcome to Let's Talk. I'm your host, Kyrie. This show is about asking deeper questions that we as humans may not take the time to participate in. The purpose of this show is to start a conversation with students around the campus. Today's topic is finding yourself.
We took the time to go around campus and ask random students 3 questions that forced them to think deeper about their own lives. From there, we are bringing in other students to plunge even further into these questions. So, with that being said, let's take a look at our first question.
Who or what has been your biggest influence in life?
My dad, probably. He's really brave and really courageous, and he's helped me a lot throughout my life.
I'd probably say my mom and dad. They really motivate me and keep me on the right track and really have been good role models in my life.
My biggest influence in my life has been my aunt because she's always been very motivated and a very positive person. And so that's definitely influenced me to be positive for everybody else and always like a happy energy.
I think my biggest influence in my life has been my parents, just how hard they've worked and like everything they've done for me. They've done a lot for me, so I really appreciate that.
Kobe Bryant, his mama mentality keeps me straight.
Nice.
I would say my parents are definitely my biggest influence.
I would say my mom. She's just always been a good role model and taught me how to work hard for what I have.
My biggest influence is my family, especially my parents. They're my biggest support system and always pushing me to be a better person.
Probably be my dad and my mom, just because they've always been there for me and got me to this point. So they're probably my biggest inspirations.
I would probably say my grandpa. He's always just been someone that I've always looked up to and a pretty good figure in our community, and a lot of people like him, so that's just kind of how I always want to be remembered by, and that's how I'll remember him, as always being a great guy.
Probably my dad.
Nice. Why is it your dad?
Just learning from all he's done, providing for our family. He's a good role model, so.
Nice.
My mom, because she's been through a lot and she's amazing.
Probably my mom, just because she pushes me to do everything I can to the best of my ability, and for all 18 years I've been alive, she's done a great job of it.
Thanks, Emily, for that. Now it's time to dive in deeper into those questions. I've brought in 2 guests, Zach Henstein and Libby Perry. Now, Zach, who or what is your biggest influence in life?
I would say the biggest influence in my life had taken place freshman year of high school. It was when I was trying out for the baseball team, and I unfortunately did not make the baseball team my freshman year. And up until then, I was playing 9 years, so that's kind of all I knew. And baseball was pretty much my life. And so not making the team was it was heartbreaking. I wasn't in a very good place at that point until the varsity coach for our volleyball team came up to me and he asked if I wanted to try out. And I said yeah, and I made the team. And ever since then, I've kind of fallen in love with volleyball, and it's just kind of something I've gone to clear out my mind. I've just been playing ever since, and I play here at Loras. It's one of my loves,
Do you see qualities of yourself in your influencer?
Yeah, for sure. We both share the love of the game. It's definitely something that we've both gone to after a long day, we kind of just go to the court, hit around some balls, serve a few. It's just something that we clear our minds with.
Clear your mind. So specifically, how has it helped you clear your mind? Has it been school-wise or? Oh yeah, for sure. After a hard day, maybe I bombed a test or something, I would go out to the court and I would just slam some volleyballs, hit them as hard as I can. It was just a stress reliever for sure. That's great. Libby?
My biggest influence would be my brother Alex. He is 26, and growing up, I just always wanted to be him. I dressed like him. I did the same sports as him. And he went to Loras and dropped out when he was a junior. He did that because he wanted to pursue his love of skiing. So he moved to Wyoming, and that has brought so many opportunities for him. He now travels all over the world, makes ski videos. He works in Philly now. So yeah, he's just showed me how to take risks and go out of the norm for the things that you love, and that's led him to such a joyful life.
What qualities do you see in yourself in him?
I have grown to, because of him, I've grown to just not care that much about what people think. Like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it because I've seen him do the same thing, and that has brought him so much happiness. So, yeah, I think I have grown to just, not give any care about what people think about my decisions.
That is great. I love him. I love the stories. Now, time for the second question. See you guys.
What would you say is your biggest fear, and does that hold you back or motivate you?
I don't know if it's my biggest fear, but public speaking kind of stresses me out, so maybe a little bit right now I'm a little stressed, but what was the second part of that question?
Does it hold you back or motivate you?
I'd say it holds me back a little bit. I don't know where I would get the motivation from it, but I feel like it holds me back a little bit, but I'm still able to get through.
My biggest fear is not being good enough, kind of failing, and I'd say it doesn't tear me down, but it motivates me even more to do well.
My biggest fear is that I'm not going to be good enough at whatever I do, and so it just motivates me to work hard and be the best that I can.
I would say my biggest fear is failure, so that definitely motivates me to kind of do better in every aspect of anything I do.
Biggest fear is probably spiders. I'm not really scared of them that bad. They don't hold anything back, so it's all right.
My biggest fear is probably failure, and that's probably more on the competition side of wrestling. I hate losing, so I think even as a coach, seeing kids not get their dreams and stuff, I'll kind of consider that a failure. So that's going to motivate me to become the best version of myself every day, just so I can help them.
Losing my parents, both. It motivates me sometimes, but yeah, both.
My biggest fear is water, and it holds me back. I'm terrified of the ocean and every open body of water.
Gotcha. I'm sorry about that.
I'd say letting my parents down if I don't keep on the right track. And I'd say that really motivates me to try my hardest and keep up the good work.
I think my biggest fear in life is one day having a job that doesn't totally satisfy the biggest aspects of my life. So giving back to my community and such things like that. And I think it motivates me to study as hard as I can and get to where I ultimately want to be.
Well, my biggest fear is running out of money. That was my big thing coming into college, is kind of running out of money. And so I hope it doesn't hold me back. I plan to stay here for 4 years, and hopefully then I can make a lot of money.
I'd say my biggest fear is failing, but it doesn't hold me back because I'm thriving, graduated, onto the master's degree.
Nice, nice.
Thank you again, Emily. I brought in two more special guests, Claire Moore and Ryan Harvey. So the question is, Claire, what is your biggest fear, and does it motivate you or hold you back?
Yeah, I feel like that question can go in so many different ways, whether it be in a small or a big way. But I think the biggest part of my life is definitely Jesus Christ, and having the fear of not necessarily performing to the abilities that I can in faith, or trusting his plan / believing in him is something that I definitely take as a big damper into my life, just because it would hold me back if I didn't have Jesus in my life, because he is just the biggest motivator, and how I act and what I do and how I treat people. So
where do you think this fear comes from?
I think it comes from just a not fully trusting into the situations that we have of our world today. I feel like I put so much trust into my own self, and not necessarily what I need to with Christ. And I think having that drawback of not having him into my life would necessarily make me fearful.
How do you think you could get rid of this fear? What are the steps to it?
Yeah, I think that also just starts internally, understanding your confidence through Christ and your confidence in yourself, like I said, through him, and understanding that you're a beautiful child of God, and performing fully to the faith that you can.
So Ryan, what is your biggest fear, and does it motivate you or hold you back?
I'd say my biggest fear probably relates to losing a passion for something that I love. My biggest fear, I'm big into running. I run cross country and track here, and a lot of people talk about how like once you get to a certain point, kind of stop loving the sport, or you get to a certain point in your life where you're working this job for 10 years and then you like lose a passion for it, and it's starting all over. That kind of scares me. So it's something that I've been passionate about. It's been a huge part of my life. So I feel like losing that passion or losing that drive or that motivation is something that really scares me because it's kind of, a huge part of my life.
So what are the steps to getting rid of this fear?
I think just like trusting in God's plan for me, trusting that if I do lose motivation or if I do lose a desire for this, that it's meant to be, that God has another plan for me, God has another place for me to go. So just trusting in that and not necessarily trusting in my own desires or my own wants, but just kind of going with the flow and knowing that He'll take me wherever He needs me to go.
So do you think that failure is just the beginning?
Yeah, I do. I think, I've failed a lot of times, whether it's in sports, school, faith, as a friend, as a son. I've failed many, many times, and that's how I learn, that's how I grow. So it's definitely just a start. So I think like if it is with running or if it is with school or if it is with my career, if like I fail and I lose that passion, it's meant to be, as hard as it'll be to take, and something that scares me. It's also something that like it helps you to build your trust in God, and that's something that I'm very, very big on.
Good stories, man. Good stories. I just want to thank you guys for being here, and it's time to go to the next question. See you guys.
Where do you hope to see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I hope that I'm married and have a family and ultimately working my dream job. So, yeah.
I really want to go to the Big Apple, live in New York City. I think that'd be awesome.
In 10 years, I'd say I hopefully will be working at a financial advisory firm called Edward Jones. Either that or I might be going into the priesthood. So whichever works out first.
Still in medical school. I'm pre-med, so still in medical school or residency.
In 10 years, I hope to have a good job, to be married, just to be happy, have a family.
Moving to Arizona, owning my own clinic / gym, and, living the good life.
Hopefully making a decent amount of money so that I can live the life that I want. And, happy. Hopefully I'm happy, yeah.
Hopefully with a job and a family. I don't know yet, honestly.
A good job and family, big house, hopefully a policeman. That's what I want to be, so, yeah.
Hopefully married with some kids and a good job.
With a family, good stable job, and loving life.
In 10 years, I'll be 31, so hopefully I have a job and a house, maybe some kids, maybe not, I don't know.
All right, again, let's dive in deeper into these questions. I brought in two more guests, Patrick Julian and Jeremiah, aka Juice the Producer. So, question, Patrick, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like, where do you hope to see yourself in 10 years?
Yeah, so I hope to see myself hopefully in 10 years in a stable job, hopefully as a marketing manager for a professional sports team or for an athletic apparel company. I also hope to be living in a house, starting a family, and hopefully the house has a porch and I can overlook some mountains and watch the sunrise while I enjoy my morning coffee.
So what are those steps that you are taking right now to get to that area?
Yeah, so some of the steps I'm taking right now are I like to think I have a pretty good work ethic. Running track really motivates me and makes me realize how much hard work can get you to where you want to be. And then that transitions into my everyday life with school, just understanding that the stuff that I'm learning, actually being proactive and applying myself will help me learn and get me to the job that I ultimately desire.
So what advice do you have for yourself in 10 years?
If I could give advice to myself in 10 years, I'd say go and find something that you're passionate about, because when you're passionate about something, you never have to work a day in your life.
So what would you tell yourself 10 years younger?
If I could go back and tell myself 10 years younger, I'd probably say enjoy the time with the boys while you have it, and just be smarter about relationships.
It's always good with the boys.
Always good with the boys.
Yes, sir. Jeremiah, so where do you hope to see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I hope to see myself as a traveling physical therapist. So I want to be a physical therapist so that I can fulfill my life's goal of helping others. Now I can do this in 3 ways. I can help people physically, I can help people emotionally, and then I can help people mentally. You know, I'm a physical therapist, so I can help people physically, you know, about if they're injured or if they want to enhance themselves, like as an athlete or things, I can teach them more about their body, their muscles, their joints, and I can help them, right? Second, I can help them emotionally, because like if they're going through a bad time or if they're like overjoyed and they just want to celebrate with someone, like I'm here. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't even got to know you, right? Then I can help them mentally, like the problems that we have, everything that kind of hurts in our head. I can help teach people how to heal from those problems instead of trying to escape those problems, because if you heal from them, then you learn how to deal with future problems. And then finally, I'm helping myself because I'm getting paid $100,000 for something I do for free. This is my passion.
Thank you guys for sharing those stories, and I just want to thank everybody for sharing their stories and, you know, sharing how they feel. So next, we are about to go into how these deeper questions made people feel. See you guys.
How did these questions make you feel today?
I feel good. I feel giddy. This was fun. Got to meet Dylan, so good time.
I'm a little uncomfortable, but good. Good.
Little on the sideways part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of out of nowhere, but it made me feel good. Made me reflect.
Pretty awkward. Yep, awkward. Yeah, that's what I...
Decent. Kind of random, but good.
Very uncomfortable, but it's normal. Thank you.
Okay. A little uncomfortable?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for answering them. Yes.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope with these conversations that you'll be able to ask yourself these questions and maybe family or friends, and we hope to grow the community, bring everybody closer to each other. So everybody, let's get out our comfort zone and let's talk.
Last question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I got 4 girls, so hopefully not in prison for killing someone. But
what are you eating?
I made myself a parfait.
Ooh, that sounds really good, actually.
I'm stressed.
You're fine. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular.
Yeah.
No one's gonna see this either, besides our class.
Nice. Is anyone I know in your class?
Libby.
You know.
Oh, awesome.
Restart.
Sorry, we can cut it. Don't worry about it.
we can cut it.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Cut it.
Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it.
Bruh. Thanks, Emily.
Here, take a breath, bro. You're good.
This is why I would never be a newscaster. I swear to God.
Hey, do you want to answer some questions? No? That's okay. You don't have to.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.